Hey everyone, so Frank with True Cuts. When I first got into the business, I actually started out cutting grass, doing a lot of what Dan did, 16 in high school. And I kind of called that quits. I went to FAU for one semester, tried college, didn't work, moved back home, and started doing trees. Cut trees up. On my free time, like to fish, got on the boat, anything on the water, Keys, Bahamas, anywhere you can fish for the girl, let's do that. Oh, wrong button. Okay, so on the left here is a kingfish tournament. We fish a lot of those around here, like with Florida anywhere. With some of my friends. And then on the right is my girlfriend. Met at FAU actually my one semester there. Services I provide, anything with a tree really. Tree removal, trimming, smaller land clearing projects, stump grinding, palm trimming occasionally, as you guys know. Bobcat services, storm work, anything disaster relief. So a picture of a sweet gum tree here on the left. They're known to be pretty brittle, soft, kind of jumpy. Some root rot on it. This is an after photo. After we grind the stump, everything is gone. These are laurel oaks here on the roof. Common thing in Pinellas, small lots. Everything's close to the house, so we did an elevation. Thinned it out, looks better. More room over the roof. Good for storm season stuff. This is another thing you need to look out for. Some of the dangerous trees. The pine trees commonly partially uproot and stand like that for years, especially after hurricanes. Or severe rot, the trunks, root area, like I showed on the other tree. Something to look out for. Definitely don't want them in hurricane season. Oh, wrong arrow, guys. And then these are laurel oaks, so these are probably the most common tree to take out. Commonly, when you prune them, they don't scar over correctly, tend to rot, retain a lot of water, and old pruning marks will essentially just hold water and eventually rot the tree out and compromise it. These are some palm trees that we've done before. They're not enjoyable. These cabbage palms are really dirty, but they look better after you trim them. Big difference. Also something recommended to do before hurricane season. And this is stump grinding work also. Picture you saw on the right already. The left is a big oak. Halfway through the process at a home building site that we were working at. And then this is some of the storm stuff we get into on the right and the left here. The pine tree snapped off, hanging on the roof of the laurel on the left. That was rotten, hanging on the roof there. A few different ways to take care of it. Most of it's usually crane work, situations like this. And you don't want to be the guy in the middle here, tree through your living room. So don't be like that. Take out your trees. And a good referral for me that I like to hit on. Does anyone that needed tree trimming or removal? Something really close to the house, or some of the things I showed you have some rot in it. Looks a little questionable. Definitely have me come give it a look. Stumps ground on the property. By stumps, not little bush stumps, but bigger stumps, old oak stumps, pine stumps, palm stumps, but not hedges, stuff like that. Good referral partner, restoration companies, insurance adjusters, need storm work, property management companies, home builders, and lawn services like Dan. Get a lot of work from Dan. Really the big one for me is whenever we go out and you know someone that needs work done, a lot of times the minimum now for us to show up with some of the equipment that we're bringing out is $450. So I mean, like 1 or 2 palm trims or smaller bush removals, stuff like that is really hard to do. Even like singular palm tree removals are really hard to get to. There might be someone that is a little more competitive price-wise or shows up for less, but a lot of times now, it's not that it's a huge job to get to $450, but singular palms or small bush removals really don't go too much anymore. So, any questions or?
You've got a lot of time left.
Oh, do I?
Who's used Frank for something? All right, Frank, pick who you think is going to be the best testimonial.
Oh, I think all of them, but I'll pick John here.
They came out there at the time in the front yard, and they did a wonderful job taking it down. And when he left, all the bark and stuff that's on the lawn, that was all gone as well. And then he did something that no one else had ever done. He ground the stuff.
Yes, you do that.
And no one ever comes back. That's why I'll go back. They never come back and grind the stuff.
Yeah, don't listen to them when they say they'll come back.
No,
They'll
they
come
have
back.
seated, great,
Do it while you're there.
What areas do you work?
Anywhere. I go all the way to Odessa, Tampa, north of Pinellas, Pasco, Port Richey. I get on Bradenton.
So Tampa Bay area?
Yeah, Tri-County area. I mean, I go far. Anything within a couple hours. I service St. Pete pretty much once a week. So, been to Orlando. It's not ideal, but service pretty large area.
All right, what about Carly? Carly's got a
Oh,
testimony
Michael's
on
got a
it.
good one too, I'm sure.
Well, he did my neighbor, he did ours, months ago, and he quoted our neighbors. She wasn't ready yet, so I waited till he was doing the neighbors so he can get my one palm tree in my front yard. But that
All
was
I'm
smart.
there,
He was smart
I'll do
about
the
it.
smaller stuff. I will say that if I'm in the neighborhood, I can do something smaller. But a lot of times for us to travel,
Yeah.
45 minutes or an hour to a
Because
job.
the ground was soft from your equipment,
Yeah.
he referred Chris for drainage
Yep.
at the same time. That was so smart. So.
Yeah, I know that was a problem we talked about before. If we're in the neighborhood, it is easier to get to some of the smaller stuff too. So it's just hard to make an hour trip somewhere and get set up for small jobs. So, thanks, guys. Do you have any questions on the ones? Great.